Cheryl, check out Monday show. And Matt's shooting the soil. You can go back on the channel. You can check out some of his other shows. I think he's been on twice before with his older microscope. And check out from that to what's going to happen this Monday with his new microscope. I think you're going to be quite surprised being able to see what's actually going on in your soil or in your compost, etc. And that, because that's the only true way to know if you're making a quality compost is when it's finished or you think it's finished. Take a little bit, put it under the slide. If there's no life in there, guess what? You don't have a good compost. You got a dead compost. And you can basically start all over, or you can start adding biology, taking things that you know you're getting biology from and adding it into your compost pile. And these are things, and you guys in the States are fortunate. You can reach out to Ensign Algae, start with that. You can reach out to places like Fish Brew. Those earlier biologics, your algae is one of the earliest, your fish is some of the earliest biology. You throw that in your compost pile, and all of a sudden, it's going to have life in it. Okay. That's one of the reasons you need to keep the compost pile moist. You need to keep it turning. It's in doing that you're proliferating the life in there, and it's not burning the life out of it. If you're using a thermophilic compost, you're bringing it up to that 150, you're literally cooking off a lot of the higher levels of biology. You need to allow that to come back down in temperature. Hey, Marshall. Hi, Penny. You need to bring that down to temperature where the higher life forms can survive. Okay, so that's where I like the Johnson Sioux bioreactor for doing compost. It's a set it, forget it. You just keep it moist. Don't let it freeze. When the temperature comes down, you just add composting worms, and then the worms finish breaking that down, that material, and all of a sudden what you're left with is amazing stuff that you can take a small amount, and it looks like almost like potter's clay when it's done properly. And you can put that through a wash, just like washing worm castings, break it up. It's just packed with biology, and you can literally spray that onto a farmer's field and see amazing results. And that's what it's about. It's about the results. If you want resilient plants, you need to put in the foundation for the resilient plants. You need that sand, silt, clay, and organic material. And you need to make sure that you're adding more. Sorry. You need to make sure you're adding more and more organic material constantly. That's where cover crops, chop and drop, these different methodologies to keep life in your soil, to keep roots in your soil, to keep giving back into your soil the components that are needed. And it's easier, like I said, for it to come back out of the plant that has already been growing. So say you got corn, take your ears of corn off, leave everything else there. Leave it over winter or put it in your compost, add it back in. But if you don't have a mulch layer, get it. Okay? Straight, flat out, make sure you have no bare soil. More roots in the soil, the more energy goes into your soil, the more energy goes into your biology, the more biology you're going to have. If you have 1,000 people inhabiting a city that needs 1 million people to run, your city's not going to run very well. But if you give that 1,000 people enough time to repopulate, all of a sudden you've got the million people. The biology is repopulating all the time, but only if they have the building blocks to build more biology. Okay? Your 1,000 people in that city, if they don't have enough food to eat, to survive, to grow and make children and grow those children, feed those children, it's not going to be an operational city. Your biology is the same way.